Isang magandang agham na araw mga kaibigan. Ngayon po yung oras na para sa mga napapanong balita tungkol sa agham at teknolohiya. Ito ang DOST Report. Ako po si Oring Miranda, ang inyong kapatid sa Mabawid. At kasama po natin ang kalihim ng kagawaran ng agham at teknolohiya, ang nag-iisang DOST Sec.Fortunato, Boy de la Peña. Magandang araw, Sec. Boy.
Magandang araw, Onin, at magandang araw sa ating mga taga-subaybay.
Espesyal po ang ating programa ngayong araw dahil mamaya po ay makakasama natin ang ilan sa mga alkalde at gobernador mula sa iba't ibang rehiyon ng bansa na may malaking suporta sa agham at teknolohiya. Mamaya po malalaman natin kung ano ang naghimok sa kanila para bangin katuwang ng DOST sa pagtaguyod po ng SNT programs para sa bayan. Pero mamaya, makibalita muna tayo sa mga update sa science and technology programs sa bansa. Narito po ang Secretary Boy.
Salamat, Onin, at gaya ng dati ay hahatiin natin ang aking pagre-report. Ang una ay yung may kinalaman sa kalusugan at kabuhayan. Pagkatapos ay yun namang may kinalaman sa kaayusan at kinabukasan. So sisimulan ko na ang ating mga accomplishments during the last week and last few days tungkol sa kalusugan. Ang una ay report mula sa DOST Food and Nutrition Research Institute. The DOST FNRI is studying the effects of high fructose corn syrup to understand the effects of high fructose corn syrup on body weight and the lipid profile. So the DOST Food and Nutrition Research Institute has collaborated with the Sugar Regulatory Administration or SRA for this study, which is entitled Effects of High Fructose Corn Syrup and Sucrose or cane sugar on the body weight, body fat, and triglyceride levels in rats. No? So animal study pa ito. This study is expected to shed light on whether or not consumption of high fructose corn syrup can contribute unwanted calories that are linked to health problems such as weight gain, type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and high triglyceride levels. All of this increases a person's risk to heart disease. So kung sakaling ang findings niyan ay hindi naman masyadong malaki ang pagkakaiba doon sa nagte-take ng high fructose at doon sa nagte-take, maaaring ituloy yan into studies para sa humans. Pero kung makikita na siyempre nakakasama pala, hindi na siguro itutuloy sa human studies. Now, the second is actually a report coming from our DOST National Capital Region and also the DOST FNRI. And this has something to do with a research and development study. Dati kasi ang mga inaaral natin usually about malnutrition ay yung mga infants, mga children yung mga below 5 years old. But this time the study that is being conducted in Marikina is adolescents. So this is to improve the nutritional status of adolescents 10 to 14 years old. And the project actually will be done in the following way. They will be provided one main meal covering about a third of the energy and nutrient requirements using the Pinggang Pinoy meal plan and the recommended caloric requirement. The implementation of phase 1 covers the development of the menu, the standardization of recipes, and the nutritional information materials to be incorporated in the nutrition intervention program, which will be in the second phase. So as of today, the group already conducted, masarap ito, recipe testing and standardization of 66 set meals. Among these are the what they call esquamonte pancake with fried egg, kamunggo turon, munggo patis, pork walong lumpia, kangrut fried rice, and omoris with fried egg, in addition to the ongoing simultaneous development and testing of nutrition awareness materials. Ang susunod sa kalusugan ay pag-aaral naman ng DOST ITDI or Industrial Technology Development Institute. This is a study on the shelf life and safety of chilled, ready to heat and freshly cooked, ready to eat foods that are sold in convenience stores and delivery service. Through the Packaging Technology Division of DOST ITDI, a study was conducted to establish the shelf life of chilled, ready-to-heat and ready-to-eat meals or meal preparation sold in convenience stores and through delivery service, okay, at 1 degree centigrade to 3 degrees centigrade. It also determined the effect of fluctuating temperature on the shelf life and safety of this ready-to-heat and ready-to-eat meal preparations. This study focused on two types of chilled ready-to-heat ready meals, namely tosilog and lasagna. Okay? And three ready-to-eat cooked foods, namely beef caldereta, carbonara, and fresh salad. The results showed that tocino lasted for 10 days, 15 days, and 22 days when stored at 9 degrees centigrade, 6 degrees centigrade, and 3 degrees centigrade. So as we can see, as the temperature gets lower, it lasts for a longer number of days. For lasagna, it had a shelf life, mas maigsi, 5 days, 8 days, and 11 days when stored in the same condition. The results will be used to draft policy measures regarding the storage and distribution of chilled, ready-to-heat and ready-to-eat meal preparation sold in convenience stores and through delivery service. Inaral din nila yung epekto kung anong klaseng motorsiklo ang ginamit sa pagde-deliver. No? So, meron ding part yung study about that. Now, the next item is a, shall we say, good or encouraging report. This coming from Region 6. Yung adapter nila ng enhanced Nutriband doon sa Iloilo, Waffle Time, is now producing 70,000 e-Nutriband a day. Okay? And I think this is because they have already done some franchising. Meron na silang mga franchise units. But they have been licensed by the Food and Nutrition Research Institute. And yun na nga, currently they're already doing 70,950 e-Nutribands a day. And actually they started delivery last February, February 1, 2021. Now, their acquisition of technology of Nutriband has actually opened a lot of opportunities to workers in Iloilo province. And since the main ingredient here outside of the flour is the squash, the demand for squash has increased and benefited local farmers, particularly from Antique, Guimaras, and 7 other municipalities of the province of Iloilo, namely Oton, Pabia, Cabatuan, Sara, Barotac Viejo, Igbaras, and Leon. Now we move to Kabuhayan. From my report on Kalusugan, we move to Kabuhayan. And the first item here is a report coming from our DOST PICARD, the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquaculture, and Natural Resources, R&D. And this is a good news about the signing of an agreement, which is a partnership between Mindanao State University in Maguindanao, the local government unit of Parang Maguindanao, and of course PICARD, about the adoption of improved commercial scale mangrove crab hatchery nursery system that will be carried out in Parang Maguindanao and implemented by MSU Maguindanao. Its main objective is to roll out technologies on commercial scale mangrove crab hatchery and nursery system to produce and maintain a reliable supply of mangrove crab seed stock. And of course, this will be done first in Parang Maguindanao and covering the nearby provinces, but hopefully other locations will adopt the technology. The next naman is a Cradle project. This is a collaborative research to leverage the Philippine economy. And this is actually the research we are encouraging between enterprises and our research institutes or universities. And this one was actually a joint project of the DOST, Industrial Technology Development Institute, or ITDI, and a company in Magsaysay, Occidental Mindoro, named JALD, JALD Industries Corporation. This is a producer of solar salt, So they have actually introduced a new type of harvesting system. Actually, the company itself developed an innovation. Instead of a very thin layer of brine in the usual solar pans, they tried a technology which they themselves developed, which is salt in deep crystallizers. Mas malalim ang water, ang brine, and the intervention of ITDI is in the mechanization of the harvesting process, because when they developed these deep crystallizers, they were still harvesting it the usual way, yung gumagamit ng asarol, at it takes time really for one worker. He can only scrape 2 metric tons a day of solar salt. Okay, but with the use of the mechanized harvesting equipment that was designed and fabricated by the ITDI, actually the time needed to harvest, which usually takes months, has been reduced to 10 to 15 days. And at the same time, the speed of harvesting became faster, so that now they can harvest 20,000 metric tons of salt per year. Okay, and that the other benefit is that this is whiter than the usual way of harvesting, and at the same time there are minimal impurities, kasi yung pag kinakayo diyan ng asarol o talagang nagkakaroon ng mga impurities. So that is a very interesting innovation. Parang may innovation yung company, may innovation din ang ITDI. Okay? Next is another news about kabuhayan pa rin, but this time we are talking here of Philippine native pigs. Okay? Di ba usually we hear claims na mas masarap gawing lechon yung native pig, okay, than the usual available pigs sa mga babuyan, but here there is a systematic study done by Dr. Esther Flores of the Philippine Carabao Center, and they checked on 9 DNA markers that were found useful in selecting commercial hybrid pig breeders, okay, that can be used also in the selection for productivity and for meat quality of native pigs. These DNA markers are expected to increase the selection efficiency and has hastened the rate of genetic improvement in native pigs. So for example, they were able to take blood samples from 234 pigs, and ito yung mga native pigs. And what did they find out? Okay, they used this test candidate gene markers they tested this for prolificacy, growth rate, okay, marbling, and other positive traits. Okay, the initial results of the genotyping showed that the frequency of the favorable genes associated with fertility, okay, are low to moderately low in most of the participating native pigs. However, out of the number that I have mentioned, they found 9 pigs that were found to carry the desired BB genotype for ESR gene. And it says here, for as long as these genes are present in the breeding population, their frequencies can easily be increased through organized mating of carrier individuals. So, meron silang nakitang 9 pigs na meron noong genes na kailangan para mag-reproduce ng marami. Okay? And they also found in the results that more than 50% of the samples that they have tested are carriers of what they call HFAD, or heart fatty acid binding protein gene. And this gene is associated with intramuscular fat or marbling. This indicates that marbling in the meat is a natural trait of the Philippine native pig. This finding somehow provides the basis for the claims that the native pig lechon is tastier and more flavorful than the lechon made from the commercial hybrid. It is because of this gene that they found in the native pigs. The next one is a report from Region 10, Cagayan de Oro, based in Cagayan de Oro, and this has something to do with their community empowerment through science and technology program. And this time, their beneficiaries are the students, high school students of the Luyungan Indigenous People High School, IP High School. This is the Center for Indigenous Peoples Learning and Sustainable Development located in Bangkud, Malaybalay City. And this is actually a program. The number of students was 198, and 95% of them are below the poverty line. Okay, and so those who are inclined to woodcraft and wood carving were trained to produce innovative carved wood items using the prunings from huge trees in the locality that have been declared hazardous by the CTDRRMO if left untrimmed. So in other words, wala namang violation na kinakat itong trimmings na ito. So the IP students actually enjoy 70% of the sales that they get, okay, which supplements their living and food allowance while staying in the school dormitory. And of course, this empowers the students to develop skills in woodcraft for future livelihood. So they were provided equipment, for example, that can be used like electric drills, carving knives, chisels, hammers, spray gun, and sanders under the program. And of course, they were given the needed training. The tribes benefiting from this are the Talaandig tribe, the Higaunon tribe, the Bukidnon tribe, the Tigwahanon tribe, the Umayamnon tribe, Manobo, and Matigsalug. So this is really a welcome news in terms of helping our IP young people who are in that IP school. So that is the news on kalusugan and kabuhayan on in, and then we will break here and resume for kaayusan and kinabukasan.
Maraming salamat po, Secretary Boy. Mga kaibigan, marami pa kayong dapat malaman. Kaya huwag kayong aalis, magbabalik pa ang DOST Report. Tuloy-tuloy po ang ating programa para sa ikalawang bahagi ng kanya report. Narito po muli, Secretary Bo.
Salamat, Onin. Ang ating report sa kaayusan ay iba-iba ang topic. Ano? Ang una dito ay ang balita mula sa DOST Pag-asa na ang kanilang flood forecasting and warning center sa Kabangkalan, Negros Occidental ay nayari na at gagamitin na. At ito ngayon ang magiging lugar para sa kanilang mga bagong equipment at facilities including their display system for monitoring the condition of the Ilog-Hilabangan River Basin. At itong flood forecasting and warning center na ito ay nayari sa pagtutulungan ng DOST Pag-asa at ng local government ng Kabangkalan. Sila ang nag-provide noong lugar para dito. At yan ngayon ay magiging ika-14 na Pag-asa Center for Flood Forecasting and Warning. So this is a milestone, okay? At yan ay malaki ang maitutulong para sa ating flood forecasting and warning system diyan sa ating lugar na iyan sa Kabisayaan. Now, next item is a report from our DOST Advanced Science and Technology Institute, and this is about their ULAT project. This is actually their research on lightnings. Okay, they have been researching now for around 2 years the possibility of being able to make a forecast on the volume of rains, okay, by the indicators given by lightning, okay. And so here, what they reported is that they have started to conduct what they call stress tests to evaluate the performance of their website. And in parallel, they are doing ongoing refinements, particularly on improving functionalities and how the data is to be presented to potential end users. Finally, all of these are being documented to develop a user manual in preparation for future access of the site to targeted end users. The next report has something to do with DOST Caraga, and our guest today should listen to this. DOST Caraga, the local government unit of Del Carmen, and Surigao State College of Technology, Del Carmen campus, have made an agreement to establish the first water testing laboratory in Siargao, following the pilot implementation of another project that has been between DOST and Del Carmen LGU, and this is the Food Establishment Inspection and Grading System. I was even there when it was launched, no? Yung gine-gradean yung mga restaurants kung A, B, or C, no? And so all of these are being done to help the island and its establishments to comply with food safety requirements. Now, the nearest water testing laboratory from Carmen, okay, is in Surigao City, which takes 3 to 4 hours of ferry and land transportation, which could affect the integrity and the preservation of the water sample. So DOST Caraga and LGU Del Carmen agreed with the help of the Surigao State College of Technology in Del Carmen campus. The next one is a report from our Philippine Textile Research Institute, still on Kaayusan, that their testing laboratories, all of their laboratories at the PTRI was able to sustain ISO 17025-2017 accreditation. So on May 6, 2021, PTRI testing laboratories cleared all on-site assessment findings for the second surveillance visit with special assessment by the Philippine Accreditation Bureau, which then granted the Philippine Textile Laboratories continued accreditation based on ISO IEC 17025-2017. So now on kinabukasan, we have the report coming from DOST Region 3 that they have spearheaded a strong partnership with the local government unit for technology-based development, and this is their case in Balanga City. So DOST Region 3 and the Balanga City Local Government Unit has forged strong partnership in conceptualizing and implementing science, technology, and innovation projects for development. The most recent partnership reported is the crafting of the blueprint for the Balanga Smart City initiative, which covers a number of sectors, including but not limited to efficient use of energy, water resource conservation, waste management, traffic management, e-health, Industry 4.0, and science education. So a technical working group composed of officials from DOST Region 3 the Balanga City LGU and the Bataan Peninsula State University has formulated that blueprint which will soon be co-adopted by the three agencies. Now let us turn to another good news, and this time from DOST Region 8 and the Leyte Provincial Government. The first item that they have reported is the deployment of what they call a customized intelligent green box technology. And the other one is the adoption of an e-commerce platform for smart agriculture in the province of Leyte. We learned that one of the priority sectors of the provincial government of Leyte is agriculture. In support of this, the DOST, through our program called iStart, which means innovation, science and technology for accelerating regional technology-based development, introduced an indoor farming technology, considering that Region 8 is frequented by severe weather disturbances. So with the guidance of this program, iStart program, we had appointed consultants for the program for Leyte, and these are Dr. Alvin Colaba, an academician of the National Academy of Science and Technology, who actually hails from Leyte, and Dr. Joel Coelho, a balik scientist from the University of Arizona. I'm not sure whether he has roots also from Leyte, but they established a research station inside the Eastern Visayas State University, or EBSU, in Tacloban City, and they called it the Intelligent Green Box, or IGB. The aim was optimize indoor farming technology suited to the conditions of Region 8. So this is actually what they call a typhoon-resilient technology that allows the growing of high-value crops in a climate-controlled environment, and therefore is expected to help Region 8 achieve food security despite its being prone to destructive typhoons. And again, the good news is that Leyte Governor Leopoldo Dominic Petilla is eyeing to deploy this IGB, or Intelligent Green Box technology, if found successful in the first installations, to install it in every municipality in Leyte. Furthermore, DOST Leyte proposed the development of the Agriculture Information System and e-commerce platform for the province of Leyte to link the farmers seamlessly with the market, and in turn increase their economic gains. So the application actually is developed by the incubator companies of the Technology Business Incubator, or TBI, in EBSU, Tacloban City. The next item is this time going north. I'm reporting that the Business Intelligence R&D Center, or BIRD-C, in Cauayan City is now operational. This Business Intelligence R&D Center, or BIRD-C, was established through the partnership of Sabela State University, Cauayan City Campus, the Cauayan City LGU, and DOST Region 2, and it's now operational. This center has the following component programs, at least initially: a decision support system for effective e-governance, a health guard contact tracing application system, and a Metro Cauayan COVID Center. So this partnership initiative of DOST Region 2 and Cauayan City LGU, and of course Isabela State U, is the latest in the series of collaborative projects between these organizations. It started with a bamboo industry strengthening program in Cauayan City way back in 2016. It was followed by the establishment of a local water testing laboratory, just like the one in Del Carmen that we are putting up. And this was in 2017. The establishment of a permanent science centrum. I was there in the inauguration at Hacienda San Luis, Cauayan City. And that was in 2019. Also, the pilot operation project of the DOST Metals Industry Research and Development Center's hybrid electric road train, also in 2019, and the Smarter Mobility Project in 2020 using electric scooters. All these partnership projects involve investment of counterpart resources from the partners. And actually, most of these are part of a bigger initiative or goal which is to make Kawayan City a good example of a smarter city, utilizing science, technology, and innovation in various aspects of their operation. Now we move to Par Zamboanga, and this is the report of Region 9 that they have partnered with the Polog City LGU, but this time the project is on food safety. Okay, and this is through the installation of project of food safe compliant facilities. So the Dipolog City LGU implemented a project which benefited the 30-member families of the Dipolog City Barbecue Vendors Association, wherein DOST Region 9 provided the needed equipment like for grilling, the dishwashing stations, the glass display showcases, and of course the training on food safety and good manufacturing practices, while the Polog City took care of the installation of the access to water supply and the connection to the sewerage system, plus the beautification, cleanliness, and orderliness services in the 2.6-kilometer esplanade of the Polog City Sunset Boulevard. In addition, another institution, which is the Jose Rizal Memorial State University in the Polog City, carried out studies on food safety practices of street vending. There were also past projects wherein DOST Region 9 and the Dipolog City LGU have been partners, particularly in assisting the makers of the well-known Dipolog sardines in the area. And the Dipolog City LGU has also played a very important role in setting up the Philippine Science High School Zamboanga Peninsula Campus in Dipolog City, which is now well known as one of the most beautiful Philippine Science High School campuses nationwide. And we also have a news from Pag-asa, still on kinabukasan, and this is the graduation of 27 trainees who completed the meteorologist training course. 27 of them graduated. What used to be a one-year program took 18 months to finish because of the interruptions due to the pandemic. But somehow they were able to shift into remote learning mode in the last few months. So they were able to complete the program. 3 of the graduates are coming from neighboring countries, from Fiji and from, I think, Samoa and Tonga. And so this is because the Pag-asa Training Center is accredited by or is a designated center by the World Meteorological Organization. And they have 2 batches of trainees a year. One is for the meteorologist training program, and the other one is for the meteorological observers or technicians. Next report is the report of DOST Science Education Institute, that they have continued the capacity building programs assisting DepEd in their project STAR. This is the science. This is their project called Science Teacher Academy for the Regions, and they continue to provide capacity building program for STEM teachers. As of May 10, there were already a cumulative 202 webinars that have been held in different regions. And last March 31 and April 14, they did the training on learner-centered pedagogy and differentiated instruction, and on assessment and grading in the remote learning environment, where 800 STEM teachers participated. Still related to education, kinabukasan, the DOST Philippine Science High School, 14 of their campuses will hold their graduation between May 22 to May 31. This, of course, given the difficulties that we have faced in shifting to remote learning, but this is already the second consecutive year that the PSI graduation will be done virtually. But the Board of Trustees also approved to have a special July 2021 graduation, summer graduation for graduating students with justifiable reasons. Those who are unable to meet all the requirements by May 2021. This is because of difficulties encountered also in remote learning. And still related to education, our DOST Philippine Nuclear Research Institute has launched their materials on nuclear science and technology to bring the atom to the Filipino classrooms. This is with the support of the Department of Energy, who provided the funding for this, and of course with the cooperation of DepEd, which will be the ones who will use these educational resources. 10 booklets, okay, as well as other materials that will be used online have been developed and will now be used through our Department of Education. And we are approaching the last few topics. One is the report of our National Research Council of the Philippines when they held the 8th seminar on attitudes, risk perceptions, and intentions towards COVID-19. And this one was a report on the perceptions and attitudes of the samples that they have taken on the vaccines. Okay, and they reported that there is still a high percentage that express negative attitudes like distrust, okay, about concerns about side effects, safety issues, and hesitation. Close to 69% still had negative perceptions or attitude. And the other one is a good news from the DOST Region 4B, from DOST Mimaropa. They received the Philippine Quality Award Level 2 recognition. And this is an extraordinary achievement, okay? Becoming only one of 2 national government agencies who surpassed level 1 this year and were conferred with the most coveted Philippine Quality Award Level 2 for proficiency in quality management. PQA is the country's highest level of recognition given to government and private organizations for exemplary organizational performance, okay? And finally, just an update that 3 of us, DOST officials, represented the Philippines in the UN ECOSOC Science, Technology, and Innovation Forum, which was held from on May 4 and 5. Okay, and the theme was Science, Technology, and Innovation for a Sustainable and Resilient COVID-19 Recovery and Effective Pathways of Inclusive Action towards the Sustainable Development Goals. So this is the complete report for this week, and I would like to thank you for listening.
Maraming salamat, Sec Boy, sa amin pong pagbabalik. Kilalanin natin ang ilan sa mga alkalde at isang gobernador ng bayan na katuwang ng DOST sa paghatid ng makabagong teknolohiya at inobasyon sa kanilang bayan para mapakinabangan ng mga mamamayan. Wag po kayong bibitiw, magbabalik pa ang DOST Report.
We can turn these floods into a source of life for many Filipino communities.
Instead of being destructive forces, excessive rains can be used for hydropower, irrigation, and domestic use.
Kayo po yung nakatutok sa DOST Report. Maswerte po tayo ngayong araw dahil pinaunlakan po ang ating imbitasyon ng ilan sa mga alkalde at gobernador ng bansa ng malaking tulong na ibinigay para mapagpabangan ng taong bayan ang mga teknolohiya at inobasyong likha ng DOST. Ngayong araw po, atin po silang kikilalanin at alamin kung bakit malaking suporta nila sa Agham at teknolohiya. Mabalad po tayo ng mga kasama natin sa hapong ito ang gobernador ng lalawigan ng Leyte, Honorable Leopoldo Dominico L. Petilla. Si Governor Petilla din po ang chairperson ng Regional Development Council at chairperson ng NEDA Board Regional Development Committee sa Visayas Area. Governor Petilla, magandang araw po.
Magandang araw, Secboy at saka Olin. Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Saka sa mga mayors na nandito ngayon.
Yes, sir. Marami na pong mga proyekto at programa ang DOST katuwang ang lokal na pamahalaan ng Leyte. Isa po rito ang Haro Leyte na isa sa naging beneficiary po ng Community Empowerment through Science and Technology o SEC program ng DOST. Matapos pong manalanta ang Baganda. Maraming proyekto po ang nasa cloud ng SEC mula po sa health and nutrition, water and sanitation, education, livelihood, and disaster risk reduction. Kabila naman po sa mga barangay na tulungan ng SES ay ang barangay Villa Consuelo na ngayon ang itinuturing na bilang agritourism at ang barangay Villa Aurora sa Burawen, Leyte. Governor Petilla, kamusta po ba ang ating mga SES beneficiaries sa Leyte at paano po nakatulong ang Agham at Teknolohiya para mapunad po ang paumuhay ng mga nanirahan doon?
Well, Olin, yung mga barangays na nabanggit mo, these are not just ordinary barangays. These were conflict areas to. These were pugad ng ating insurgents noon na ang mga taga doon nga, pag sinasabi mo, no man's land yan noon. No? So ngayon, there are now two of the most progressive barangays in the province of Leyte, if not in the entire region. No? So far, parang ang beneficiaries natin doon ay mga former rebels or mga supporters, parang gano'n, na sumali sila sa insurgency dahil nga napabayaan sila natin, no, ng mundo, napabayaan. So ngayon, maganda na may mga roads na doon, mga concreted na yung roads, mga bridges, tapos plus syempre, ang nag-start kami sa basics, trinain namin sa basics ng farming, gardening, livestock, fisheries, parang gano'n. Ngayon, ang pumasok yung programs ngayon ng SES ng DOST, talagang napaganda pa yung productivity nila, tumaas, ang quality ng products nila tumaas, so tumaas din ang revenues nila. Halimbawa, ang Villa Consuelo, hindi ko na lang babanggitin, baka ang revenues nila talagang by the tens of millions every year, ang revenues ng mga barangays na to.
Okay. At ngayon po, ang lalawigan ng Leyte, isa sa unang lugar kung saan na-implement po ang iStart program po ng DOST.
Nin, yung iStart program, actually, relatively bagong program yan. At siguro, banggitin ko na lang, siguro legacy ito ng ating yumaong si Yusek Brenda Mansano kasi siya yung talagang nag-introduce niyang program na yan na ang ibig sabihin ay innovation, science, and technology for accelerating regional technology-based development. At ang isa sa unang-unang nag-respond sa amin talaga ay si Governor Petilla. At siyempre, ang layunin nito ay magkaroon tayo ng balanse at mabilis na pag-unlad sa rehiyon sa tulong ng Agham, Teknolohiya at Inobasyon. So, Governor Petilla, siguro, ano ba ngayon ang ipinapatupad sa pamamagitan ng iStart program?
Well, I think ang ginawa natin sa Villa Aurora at sa Villa Consuelo, part din yan, no? Kasi isa dito yung development ng ang tinatawag natin na intelligent green box. No? Kung ang Yolanda is a big destroyer, pero Yolanda rin was somewhat a good teacher. No? Marami tayong natutunan. Ang isa dito, yung agriculture, start tayo sa basics, but now we want to upgrade it into a more resilient na agriculture. Doon na sila sa container van magpo-produce. Kahit maulan, kahit pagbagyo, kahit mainit, walang tubig, parang gano'n, nakakatuloy pa rin sila ng production. So, ang stage na ginawa natin dito is dineploy muna natin doon sa Eastern Visayas State University para gawing learning site ng mga estudyante, parang laboratory. Tapos meron tayong stage na ngayon na ginagawa, hopefully by next month, deploy na rin natin. Talaga application na doon sa isang farmers association. No, i-deploy natin doon para malaman din natin ang business side ng technology. Pag ginamit mo yung technology, will it be profitable? Will it be feasible sa mga ganon, maganda ba ang presyo, makakalaban ba? So yun, ano natin yan, certainly the province of Leyte is ready to fund, no, para ma-deploy natin sa ating mga maraming conflict areas. Former conflict areas na wala na tayong conflict areas pala sa Leyte. Wala na tayong insurgency. So parang gano'n na ma-deploy natin doon para to build pa using science and technology to build resiliency pa sa mga economies ng ating mga komunidad na to.
Governor, sa tingin mo ano pa mga areas ang pwedeng matulungan ang inyong probinsya through science and technology?
Well, tinutulungan natin kasi nag-start din kami noon ng yung mga farmers, pinag-enroll namin ng mga social media, mga Facebook, mga ganoon, para mag-harvest sila. Halimbawa, may harvest sila next week. They can post it. Tapos marami din naman tayong in-invite na mga friends natin, na mga buyers na sila naman na doon pa lang sa Facebook nag-transaction na. So we have asked the DOST to assist us para mag-develop ng isang apps. Meron kaming sinimulan na apps, kaya lang medyo hindi pa masyadong gumagana. So ang DOST talaga to develop the apps para talagang makaka-forecast na. Kung halimbawa itong may farmer dito sa Villa Consuelo nagtanim ng lettuce. So mapo-forecast doon kung ilang kilo ang ma-harvest niya, which date, no, in the future. May forecasting na yan para yung mga buyers, alam na nila kung pagdating sa araw na to, in the future, may harvest dito, pwede na nilang bilhin ngayon pa lang, parang gano'n. So it's a comprehensive na sana inaano namin na sana user friendly din sa ating mga farmers. Kasi alam mo naman farmers, hirap na hirap gumamit ng apps, pero iti-train din natin sila ng gano'n. So salamat din sa DOST for that support.
All right. Governor Petilla, ano po inyong masabi sa DOST na inyong pong katuwang sa pag-atid po ng mga makabagong teknolohiya at inovasyon sa buong lalawigan na Leyte?
Well, ang sa akin, ang science has been there even before before we were created, no, yung tao. It has been there. Nandyan siya. It's a blessing from God, no? So all we need to do is really to help each other, tulungan natin ang mga farmers, tulungan natin ang mahihirap. With DOST, ang teknolohiya, use that science para mag-improve ang buhay. And yet nakikita natin, there is really malaking difference ng improvement sa buhay. Yung Villa Consuelo, for example, they have zero malnutrition since 2015. Tapos ang poverty rate nila from mga more than 70%. I think by 2016, it went down na to 7% ang poverty rate ng barangay. So nakita natin na there's a massive change ng kalagayan ng hanap buhay to achieve yung ambition natin 2040, di ba? Yun yung Philippine Development Plan framework. Ma-achieve natin yan isa-isa, barangay by barangay dito sa province of Leyte.
Alright. Maraming salamat po muli, Honorable Leopoldo Dominico Petilla, Governor, Province of Leyte. Mula Region 8, dumako naman po tayo sa Region 2. Makasama po natin ang City Mayor ng Kawayan Isabela, Honorable Bernard Faustino, MD. Magandang araw po.
Magandang araw, Onin, at magandang araw po, Sec Boy, at sa DOST family, at sa ating mga fellow LCEs, kay Governor Petilla, Mayor Francis Garcia, Mayor Coro, and Mayor Uy. Magandang araw po.
Napakarami po na ipatupad na proyekto ng DOST, katuwang po ang lokal na pamahalaan ng Isabela. Naipatayo po ang Business Intelligence Research and Development Center at Food Innovation Center. Nagkaroon din po ng Permanent Science Centrum. Sa katunayan po, Isabela ang kauna-unang smart city sa Pilipinas. At dito rin dineploy ang hybrid electric road train na gawa po ng DOST, MIRDC at mga electric scooter. Mayor Bernard, paano po nakatulong ang mga proyekto, teknolohiya at inobasyon ito sa mga mamamayan po ng Isabela?
Well, tama ka dyan, Onin. I think mula na nag-umpisa ako noong 2013, katuwang ko na ang DOST. Throughout the years, talagang napakaraming mga projects, mga innovations at collaborations na nagawa namin with DOST up to now. Alam nyo, at the end of the day, it really helps improve lives. Itong mga innovations, itong mga proyekto na aming pinagsamahan ng DOST, talagang you can see, as Governor Petilla mentioned earlier, talaga na-improve yung kabuhayan. At the same time, itong tumama yung pandemic, when everything is digital, when everything went digital, from currency, economy, digital education, nagka-head start na ang kawayan because of the smarter city projects that we had with DOST. Yun nga, since 2015, they acknowledge us as the first smart city in the Philippines. Kaya nga po, since then on, talagang we have been harnessing the potential ng teknolohiya dito sa aming lungsod ng kawayan.
Alam mo ba, Onin, na dahil sa suporta niya sa science technology, ang buong Region 2 ay pinangalanan siya at kinilala bilang Science Ambassador ng Region 2. So, Mayor Bernard, bakit nga ba malaki ang iyong paniniwala at suporta sa ating teknolohiya?
Thank you po, Sec. Actually, hindi ko man gusto yung science. Ako yung nag-aaral. Subalit yung teknolohiya, technology is the new oil. Ito na po talaga ang ating paroroonan. And we have to really just take full advantage of technology. At napakarami po, napaka-heavy, napaka-rich po ng teknolohiya at what it can do to help improve lives of the citizens, but as well as bilang sa gobyerno, we can make a more efficient and effective service to our people. So definitely po, it's here to stay, and with the help of DOST, sa pag-improve nito ay talagang we can definitely make a positive impact to the lives of our citizens.
Alright. Mayor Bernard, ano ba po ang mga dapat asahan ng mga taga-kawayan mula sa inyong partnership sa DOST? Any future plans?
Well, napakalaki po nitong potential ng Birdseed that we just launched recently. It's the Business Intelligence Resource Development Center. It will not only be used by DOST or by the LGU, but also the citizens, as well as yung aming partner na ISU. Ito po ay parang magsisilbing business incubator din dun sa ating mga innovations, para involve at engage yung ating citizens. Hindi lamang LGU ang gumagalaw, hindi lamang DOST or ISU. Subalit ito po ay holistic approach. Anybody can develop any software, anybody can develop any innovation. At the end of the day, ang importante po dito ay mapakinabangan, magamit. At at the end of the day rin, gusto rin namin, ang vision namin, sana maging Silicon Valley kami ng Pilipinas. Kung may Silicon Valley up north sa Amerika, with the help of DOST, I think we will be able to deliver all these innovations to our constituents.
Maraming salamat po, Kawayan City Mayor Honorable Bernard Faustino, MD. Babalikan po namin kayo, sir. Maya lamang, mula po sa Region 2. Dumako naman po tayo sa Region 3. Nakasama po natin Honorable Francis Anthony S. Garcia, City Mayor of Balanga, Bataan. Magandang araw po, Mayor.
Magandang araw, Onin, Secretary Boy de la Peña, Governor Petilla, Mayor Bernard D., Mayor Cora, and Mayor Uy. Kamusta po kayong lahat?
Alright. Marami rin po mga programa ang DOST katuwang pong lokal na pamahalaan ng Balanga, Bataan, at isa po sa mga proyekto ito ay ang S&T assistance para sa development na panatayo lamang na Balanga City National Science High School. Mayor Garcia, kamusta po bang update sa proyekto ito?
Napakagandang proyekto po yan, no? Na si Sec. Boy de la Peña po mismo ang nag-suggest sa amin ni Congressman Joet Garcia. And after po sa suggestion niya, within around a year, napasa na po yung batas at na-implement na po yung ating Balanga City Science High School. Pero hindi po nagtatapos dyan yung tulong ni Sec. De la Peña at ng DOST. From there, na-fund po ang various grants for laptops, iPad tablets, 21st century classroom, and also scientific laboratory equipment. So ngayon po, even during this pandemic, dahil po sa tulong ng DOST, fully online po ang learning ng ating students po sa Balanga City Science High School. Kaya talaga po nagpapasalamat kami kay Sec. Boy de la Peña at sa buong DOST. Gusto ko po rin po i-highlight yung other programs namin with DOST, kung okay lang po.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, no, ever since talagang ka-partner natin ng DOST, ang isa rin pong programa namin na we started in 2016, yung ating Barangay Learning Hub program, wherein in each barangay plaza, nagtatayo po tayo ng learning computer facility with up to 20 modern computers, high-speed internet, aircon, printers, tsaka a facilitator na mag-guide po sa ating mga students. So kasama po natin ang DOST dyan, especially with their Tech for Ed program, especially nung time na yung DICT was a part of DOST. So ngayon po meron tayong 15 barangay learning hubs na natayo with our DOST na nagpa-provide po for all our students ng place to learn, to do their homework, especially without the age restrictions before the pandemic. No? So yung dating nakikita natin sa dyaryo, hindi ko po alam kung saan lugar yun, na nag-aaral under the sun or under the rain. Dahil po ngayon sa DOST, ang ating students po ay nag-aaral, naggagawa ng kanilang homework sa aircon, modern computers, high-speed internet, at with facilitators pa po. So talaga napaka-important po ng support ng DOST.
So salamat Mayor Francis. Ano ang gusto ko naman itanong ano ba yung mga plano ninyo para maging isang smart city rin ang Balanga?
Napakagandang tanong po niya, no? And ang first ingredient po dito, of course, is the workforce, the qualified workforce. So nagsimula na po yan sa tulong po ng ating DOST, yung pagtayo ng ating mga barangay learning hubs for all our students from K to 12 to university and even to the working age na people and also our out-of-school youth. And then yung Balanga City Science High School na yung idea po nanggaling po mismo kay Sec. de la Peña. Ngayon po is starting nasa second year na po, and this will be our future great scientists, engineers, and doctors po that will help our city, our province, and of course the Philippines. Sa university level naman po, very valuable partner po ang DOST ng ating Bataan Peninsula State University, wherein dalawang campus po ay nasa Balanga, yung main campus and yung Balanga City campus. So with the help of DOST, nagtayo po sila nag-advanced manufacturing lab, wherein the latest 3D printers ay pinag-aaralan at ginagamit po ng ating professors and students to create and study real-world solutions po to problems of our entrepreneurs. Kagaya din po ng Kawayan City, pinag-aaralan din po ng BPSU yung hybrid train, katulong po ng DOST. And of course, yung assistance all throughout these years sa mga food and technology entrepreneurs, our big-time food processors and exporters po ay owe their technology to the DOST na tinulungan po sila all throughout these years. And kagaya po sinabi ni Sec. Boy, ngayon po ginagawa yung Balanga City Smart City Roadmap, katulong po ang BPS to map out the next generation digital governance solutions, and also po yung ating mga digital startups through the startup law ay matulungan po natin. With all this help, meron po tayong napakarami ngayong mga BPOs dito sa Balanga City. Nandiyan po yung Genpack, for example. Meron din po tayong US-based na accounting automation startup na dito po ang kanilang outsourcing base sa Balanga City. More than 200 accountants na po yung na-hire nila. Meron din po tayong Australian web development and service startups po dito. So again, sa pagtutulungan po with DOST and other national agencies, tingin po natin, napakarami na po ang ating nadating and napakarami pa po ang ating mapupuntahan through science and technology and sa tulong po ng DOST.
Dalawa na po kami, Mayor, na balak po maging Silicon Valley in the future. Ano po? Pero, Mayor Garcia, maihabol ko lang po itong tanong na ito. Nakatulong na ba yung mga bagong pasilidad ng Balanga City National Science High School sa mga guro at mag-aaral nitong panahon ng pandemya?
Yes, very much. No? Kasi dahil po sa tulong ng DOST, itong mga before pa ng pandemic, no, nabigyan ng itong mga laptops, nitong mga equipment. So pagdating po ng pandemic, ready po sila for their online learning. So fully online po sila. Ang teachers po, kompleto po sa kagamitan, pati po ang students, kompleto po sa kagamitan. Kaya hindi po naging sagabal ang pandemic And with this technology, lalong na-enhance pa po ang kanilang mga learning.
Oh. Maraming salamat po, Honorable Francis Anthony S. Garcia, City Mayor of Balanga, Bataan. Dumako naman po tayo sa Region 9. Kapag pumunta kayo sa Dipolog, huwag po ninyong palampasin ang pagkakataon na hindi napapalaan at matikman ang masarap na pagkain. Hatid po ng Dipolog City Barbecue Vendors Association na matatagpuan sa Sunset Boulevard. Sila po ang naging beneficiary ng programa ng DOST. Nagkaroon po sila ng mga bagong stalls, glass display showcases, at dishwashing stations. Nabigyan din po sila ng training sa food safety at good manufacturing practices. Ito po isang programang sinuportahan ng lokal na pamahalaan ng Dipolog. At yun po, nakasama natin si Honorable Darrell Dexter TOE, ang City Mayor ng Dipolog sa Zamboanga del Norte. Magandang araw po, Mayor.
Magandang araw po, Sir Onin Miranda.
Yes, sir.
At akong Good Secretary, Sir Boy Del Peña. At sa lahat po ng taga-subaybay nitong DOST report.
Gusto ko lang itanong kung ano ang inyong masasabi sa ating mga programa ng DOST sa inyong lugar.
Ang pinaka-latest partnership projects natin is yung sa Barbecue Vendors Association dito sa Boulevard, no? Dito sa Dipolog. Actually, malaking pasalamat po sa inyo, sa DOST, sa pagbigay ng grant in aid assistance amounting to 1.4 million pesos. No? Malaking tulong po yun para sa ating mga vendors kasi yung mga display showcase nila, no? It's made out of stainless steel, no? Tapos maganda na yung display area nila with the glass, no? Malinis. Tinuruan din po sila ng food safety, no? At iba pang mga training, no, for food safety and good manufacturing practices. So malaking bagay po ito, no, na tulong galing sa DOST. Sa ating mga maliliit na vendors, lalo na ngayong panahon ng pandemya, ang mga tao ay ngayon ay mas conscious, no, sa kalusugan at kalinisan, especially with the pandemic. Higit na tulong po ito dahil sa quarantine po ngayon, no? Ipatuloy din ang hanapbuhay ng ating mga vendors. Sa iba pang bagay, marami pa pong pwede natin magawa actually dito sa mga constituents natin, especially on our vendors. Dito po sa plan namin na project sa public market. Actually, we have ongoing development, a new public market. It's a big public market. And I'm sure the vendors there is in also need of new display showcase, no, para sa kanilang mga produkto sa fish, sa meat, and other dry goods. So hopefully we can also do another partnership, Secretary, with that project.
Yeah, pero siguro diyan sa public market maganda ring tingnan yung papaano mapaprocess yung halimbawa yung mga solid waste, yung mga wastewater, nang sa ganun ma-reduce natin ang itinatapon natin na waste at saka maging environment friendly talaga. Yun ang siguro pwede natin pagtulungan.
Yes po. Malaking tulong po yun. Importante po yun talaga yung how we can solve the waste problem, no? Malaking tulong po yun.
Kumustahin natin, Onin, ano ba ang katayuan ng mga ating mga sardines producers dyan?
So far, malakas pa rin ang production natin. Actually, we just had our consultation with our fisher folks, no, in our coastal barangays, and with the help of BFAR, we try to check how we can improve, no, their catch At the same time, how we can protect also the marine resources, no? Pwede rin po tayo makaharap ng ng mga paraan para makatulong po sa ating mga fisher folks, no? In terms of technology, no? How can they easily identify and locate, no? Saan yung maraming isda? Yun po.
Okay. Bukod po dito, sir, ano ba po ang ibang collaboration po ng DOST at ng local government ng Dipolog?
Yun po yung kaninang nabanggit ni Secretary is yung sa Philippine Science High School. Malaking tulong po yun. It started when during the term of my mother, no? Former Mayor Evelyn Uy. She's the one who really pushed together with Secretary na itayo yung Philippines High School dito sa Dipolog City. So, ang LGU namin is the one who provided the lot, and together with the provincial government, we help to build the infra project, no, para mabilis ang pag-start ng Philippines High School. The same, nag-provide kami ng facility, temporary facility para maka-start na, no, without delaying.
Maraming salamat po, Honorable Darrell Dexter T. Uy, Mayor, City of Dipolog, Zamboanga del Norte. Ngayon naman po, dumako tayo sa Caraga Region. Makasama po natin, Honorable Proserfina M. Coro, Municipality of Del Carmen, Surigao del Norte. Magandang araw po, Mayor.
Magandang araw din po. Magandang araw kay Secretary Boy, sa kay Governor Pitilla, kay Mayor Oy, kay Mayor Garcia, Mayor D, at sa iba pang mga kasama natin taga-DOST. Magandang araw po.
Para sa kaalaman ng lahat, kapatid ko sa profesyon, si Mayor Coro, isa siyang chemical engineer at naging pangulo namin sa Philippine Institute of Chemical Engineers. Kaya malaki ang suporta niya sa Science and Technology Development ng Del Carmen sa Surigao del Norte, na kilala naman natin bilang isang napakagandang lugar, no? Nature-wise, at kaya ito'y tinatarget ng mga ating mga turista.
Ayun. Napakarami din po ng programa ng DOST at LGU ng Del Carmen. Nandyan po ang Food Establishment Inspection and Grading System, field testing and commercialization of the Caraga Black Native Chicken, upgrading of the existing Eco Chef facility at Sugba Lagoon, Del Carmen Mangrove Wetland Research Program, at ang isa sa pinakabagong proyekto, ang establishment of Water Testing Laboratory. Mayor Coro, ano po bang bahaging ginagampanan ng LGU ng Del Carmen sa mga proyekto ito?
Yeah, if I may share you first, LGU Del Carmen has been a devoted advocate of science-based governance to support the growing agri-economic tourism industry in Siargao Island. Most of our municipal development plans were integrated with scientific intervention for effective implementation and sustainability. And because of that, I've been actively coordinating with our agencies and institutions, the NGOs and the NGAs. Marami po kaming partners dyan. Specifically sa DOST po, to package programs and proposal that will further develop the eco-economic activities of the island. Hindi lang po sa Del Carmen. So kasana po namin sana yung the whole of Siargao Island. Patulungan natin po.
Mayor Coro, ano pa ba mga naiisip mo?
Yes, sir.
Proyekto in the future na may kinalaman sa science and technology?
Yes, sir. In fact, sir, we have already funded by the People's Survival Fund. We established the Climate School for Farmers and Fisher Folks. And we are putting our water testing laboratory in that building, sir. That is that will be used for yung breeding, sir, din the study of yung sa fisheries, yung mga climate change, how we could siguro how we could project when the harvesting time of the fish, and then the breeding of our, yun sir, mga hogs and sir, kasama na doon sa yun na project, sir. And I hope, sir, kasi kulang yung pera, I hope DOST could continue provide funds for that kasi wala na daw. I just don't know, sir. Hopefully you could help us with before survival funds again para tulungan kami kasi the program, sir, was studied approved in 2015 but was implemented only in 2018. So the money that is supposed to be for the construction of the building is not enough. But we continue the construction even if the money is no longer enough. The LGU provided an equity. So little by little, maliit lang naman ang LGU namin. We are a 5th class municipality. So galing sa development plan namin, yung 20% development namin, share, yung ibang doon, sir, yung ibang funds doon namin nilagay. So sinusuportahan namin. Now this year we allocate mga 4 million for the para sa yung sa glass, yung sa surrounding and to close the building because it's not it is a solar, sir, ang doon, sir, solar. It is a solar building so that will be generated by solar, and also we plan to have an alternative siguro power supply by our cooperative para sarili ko para just in case mag-fill yung natin, meron naman tayong answer yung pang support sa natin sa power system natin.
Mayor Coro, paano po ba nakatulong sa pag-unlad ng bayan ng Del Carmen ang iba't ibang mga programa at makabagong teknolohiya at inovasyon hatid po ng DOST?
Actually, sir, pinaka-importante sa lahat sa amin dito is the water testing laboratory because it will help us find yun. Kasi dito, yung importante kasi, sir, yung testing ng tubig. Is it potable and use no hazardous doon? Kasi yung airborne illness, sir, simple nandoon. Then our water here, malayo yung testing laboratory from, kaya nga sabi ni Sir Boy kanina, it will take 3 to 4 hours from Siargao to Surigao City. That is the nearest testing laboratory in our place. So, sapot pa lang yan, sir, but the transport from the port to the laboratory at saka yung arrangement mo sa laboratory facilities in Surigao, baka mahirapan at saka sumawala na yun. Kasi, sir, yung pag-test mo ng water, may time limit yan eh. Dapat within 24 hours, nandoon na yun. Na-test na agad. May result na agad. Otherwise, useless yung natin, yung sample natin. Yun ang importante doon. So all of this lahat sa ginagawa dito, including the food, yung natin, yung result ng assessment namin sa food establishment, yung program ng DOST na pigs. Ang resulta doon, sir, tubig pa rin. We lack water. Yung tubig na sabihin namin na okay, potable, useful, wala namang airborne illness na madala doon. So yun talaga. Everything goes to water again. Again water yung problema namin, sir.
Okay.
Kahit yung mga project natin kahit anong project, kailangan pa rin namin ang water. Lahat na project to water. Kaya we are very, very thankful to the DOST, to Secretary Boy, and in fact to the retired Regional Director Inday who helped us with this project, this proposal.
All right. Maraming salamat po muli, Honorable Peña M. Coro, Municipal Mayor, Municipality of Del Carmen, Surigao del Norte. At sa iba pa nating panauhin, Honorable Leopoldo Dominico Petilla, Governor, Province of Leyte, Honorable Bernard Faustino D., City Mayor, City of Cawaya, Isabela, Honorable Francis Anthony Garcia, City Mayor, City of Balanga, Bataan, Honorable Darrell Dexter Uy, City Mayor, City of Dipolog, Zamboanga del Norte. Secretary Boy, baka may mga nais pakipaalala.
Gusto ko lang sabihin na ultimately ang pag-unlad natin nakasalalay talaga sa kung paano pinamamahalaan ang ating local governments. Kaya malaking bagay talaga na yung ating mga governors at mayors ay talagang maging aktibo para dito sa development ng kanilang mga lugar at yun nga, ang isang mahalagang component yan ay ang role ng science and technology at innovations. Kaya ako'y natutuwa dahil nagkaroon tayo ngayon ng mga panauhin na magsisilbing best example ng ating pagtutulungan sa DOST at sa local government unit para magamit ang science and technology for the in the service of the people. Kaya maraming salamat sa inyo, Governor Petilla, Mayor Babes, Mayor Birdie, Mayor Francis at Mayor Dexter.
Sa aming pong pagbabalik, Sasagutin ni Secretary Boy at ng ating mga panauhin ang tanong ng bayan. Wag po kayo aalis. Magbabalik pa ang DOST Report. Oras na para sagutin ni Secretary Boy ang tanong ng bayan. Para sa unang katanungan, mula kay Edwin Galvez, Mrs. Mirror, at Jennifer Cruz ng Radyo Agham Net 25. How are you addressing the problems of your province today using available technologies that can secure a safer, more prosperous, and secure futures for your constituents? Sunod na tanong, how are you helping the scientists, inventors, and researchers in your province? At ang pangatlo, how much percentage of your provincial budget are you allotting for concerns related to science and technology, and why?
Yes, Onin at Sec Boy, no? Basically ang principle na naman na sinusunod natin sa Leyte is to develop our province. Ang pinaka-importante sa lahat is that people are our greatest resource. Ang pinaka-importante yung tao. So if you want to develop science and technology, if you want to reduce poverty, if you want to attain peace and prosperity sa lalawigan, nagsisimula yan sa tao natin. We have to capacitate our people to do that. So ang ano natin na in the future nandyan sa kabataan natin, no? Una ang malnutrition. The primary cause of poverty sa ating bansa ang malnutrition. Kung tingnan niyo yung malnutrition rate ng Pilipinas at saka ng poverty rate ng Pilipinas all throughout these years, halos nang papareho yan, no? So malnutrition, I'm glad DOST has programs sa malnutrition, laban sa malnutrition. So province of Leyte, from 25% before Yolanda malnutrition rate, we're now down to 6%. So, yan palan ay sinyalis na baga ng future. Now, pag nababa na natin malnutrition, we need education. No? We need to develop our education. We need to make things available. Ang laboratories na siniset up ng DOST, malaking bagay yan, no? Sa edukasyon ng kabataan. Lalo na mababa ng ang malnutrition, ma-educate na natin. No? And then, yan, pag natapos itong kabataan natin, pagdating ng panahon, sila na ang mga leaders ng ating bansa, ng ating mga businesses. Sila naman magkakaroon ng kapasidad para gawing mas maganda pa ang ating bansa. Yan ang future natin.
Tumig na raw ni Adonis Bravo ng Philippine Association of Publishers Incorporated. As strong supporters of SNP, what are your plans to further enrich this program? What is so far the most effective way to promote SNP to our unemployed members of the society?
Onin, siguro ito lang ang masasabi ko tungkol dyan. Unang-una, kaya namin gustong tulungan ang ating mga probinsya at ating mga municipalities na mai-integrate yung science and technology sa kanilang strategic plan. Kasi gusto naming ma-tap talaga yung resources ng lugar para maka-attract ng mga investments, not only from local investors but also investors coming from outside. At siyempre, andyan din yung aspeto ng pagkakaroon ng mga new entrepreneurs na from the area, yung mga startup entrepreneurs na binanggit kanina ng nila Gob at saka iba nating mga bisitang mayor. But siguro bibigyan ko lang ng isang halimbawa, dito halimbawa sa Kawayan, yung nabanggit kanina yung mga medyo pagka Silicon Valley, pero siguro tatanungin natin si Mayor D, ano ba yung isang nakikita nating pwede namang maging industriya diyan na nakabase sa agrikultura. Naririnig ko na itong Kawayan ay kaya tinawag na Kawayan ay mayaman sa kawayan. Ano ba ang pwede nating magawa dyan? Ito ay makakatulong sa ating mga tao.
Tama po, Sec Boy. Maraming salamat po. Tama po, ang aming pangalan ay nakuha sa Kawayan, sa bamboo. So meaning maraming bamboo noong unang panahon. So balit ngayon we had to repropagate yung bamboo, and with the help of DOST, yung ating pagtatalaga nga po ng ating mga bamboo design, and for future manufacturing, we can go and develop from as simple as yung bamboo sticks to engineered bamboo. So as well as yung engineered bamboo fabric. Ito po yung nasa pipeline ngayon na projects with DOST. So from the bamboo sticks to engineered bamboos to build a house to fabric, lahat po yan ay components ng ating partnership collaboration with DOST and Isabela State University.
Para kay Governor Peña, ni Divine Reyes, Punlad News Weekly, Manila Times, School of Journalism. Sa gitna po ng nagaganap na suliraning hatid ng pandemya, ang mga SMT activities po ba sa Leyte ay dinapektuhan. At tanong naman po ni Lino Seleksyon ng Business Mayor, what are the new developments regarding the establishment of 60 community gardens in Isabela Town with the help of DOSTP card early this year to set up sustainable food sources and respond to the needs amid COVID-19? Are there more similar projects or are new projects in the pipeline?
Yes, salamat Onin. Ang effect naman sa pandemya sa province of Leyte ay hindi masyado, no? It's minimal kasi ang number one talaga natin na yung agriculture sector na dinevelop. So nung pumasok yung pandemic, again, this is a lesson learned na namin din to nung Yolanda, no? When pumasok yung pandemic, hindi naman ganun ka naapektuhan ng ating agrikultura. In fact, last year, ang report ng Department of Agriculture, ang Leyte pa rin is more than food sufficient. No? We were producing more food than what we consume in Leyte. And then, tinamaan kami ng ASF, pero oversupply pa rin kami dito ng pork meat, no? Hindi katulad sa Luzon, talaga nagmamahal, no? Parang gano'n. So parang ang natin dito, ang strategy natin talaga dito is to develop the communities. And yung una diyan, we have formed 360 associations, hindi lang yung 60 na mention niyo sa Isabel yung town namin. So we have 360 communities, mostly yung ating mga former conflict areas na nawala ng insurgency, na nagsisiro ang malnutrition, lahat. So tuloy-tuloy yan despite of the pandemic. Ang policy naman natin kasi sa COVID is we let people go. No? Kung kailangan mong magtrabaho ka. Kung kailangan mo mag-relax ka. You go, kailangan mo mamili, mag-shopping ka. Pag may tinamaan naman ng COVID, we respond right away with pre-testing, contact tracings, lahat yan, isolations. So to stop the transmission para makontrol. Pero hindi natin nila-lockdown. Kasi pag nilockdown natin, pati yung walang COVID na apektuhan. No? So tuloy-tuloy lang ng ganon. Again, ang ating mga science and technology, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Ang ating pagpababa ng malnutrition, tuloy-tuloy pa rin. Kasi gusto ko ibaba yan to 4% by next year. Despite of the pandemic, tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman.
Okay. Salamat po ng marami. Tanong naman po ito kay Mayor Coro, ni Divine Reyes pa rin. Ano pong lokal na produkto sa Del Carmen ang lalo pang napaunlad sa tulong po ng mga technology intervention ng Department of Science and Technology?
Marami po kasi isa doon yung yung fish production. Kasi doon nag-ano rin kami ng science-based governance. So we're able to establish a municipal protected area. Tatlo yun sa ibang barangay sa coastal area. So, yung production namin ng fish, nandiyan marami pa rin galing sa Del Carmen. Ang iba naman dito sa dito sa farm, marami kaming innovation ginawa doon. We were able to, kaya sabi ko, science-based ang natin, governance. So, with the use of scientific way of telling our people or advising our people, with the help also of the UST and TISDA. TISDA is now conducting mga seminars on agriculture and yung organic agriculture production. So based on science pa rin ang natin, ang process natin, we're able, I think we don't have, sir, hindi kami nahihirapan during the pandemic. We were able to sustain our people. Yung pagkain nandiyan pa rin because during the time ng pandemic, the production of one barangay, gumawa kami sir ng mobile store. So yung production ng isang barangay ilagay sa sa truck, iikot yan sa mga barangays namin, parang barter na lang ang ginawa. Ang yung produkto nito dinala sa iba yan doon ang So we were able to sustain during the pandemic because of yung science-based governance na namin sinusunod.
Ayan. Isa pong tanong na mula po kay Lini Resurrection. How is the government protecting the environment to conserve biodiversity?
We are very strict in implementation of yung sa illegal fishing, yung cutting of mangroves kasi importante way back in 2010 siguro sir ang Del Carmen was considered as the capital of mangrove cutting. Yun ang Kaya yun ang in-address noon ng local government and we were able to address. We conducted several meetings and talking with these people, with these illegal fisher and illegal cutters, mangrove cutters. So what the local government did before, we were able to convince them. We will open the Sugbalagon, the famous Sugbalagon, sir. So ginawa silang parang we did not allow, we are not allowing kainan doon sa Sugbalagon. So the place is very good. And then yun na nga sir, na we were able to convince. It took the local government of 2 years to convince these people. Actually, it's more of the dialogue, going to people, addressing to people, para lang ma-convince sila na at the end of the day, dapat tulungan natin ang ang lugar natin. Kasi mangroves actually protect us sa typhoon. Kaya pag may typhoon, makaunti lang ang damage dito. Alam mo naman yung the role of mangroves, sir, di ba? Yung it will push back the air up pag may hangin, hindi siya magla-landfall, hindi masyado malakas ang landfall ng hangin. So more or less, kaunti lang ang damage sa LGU Del Carmen, sa municipality ng Del Carmen.
Pahabol po, are there any new projects that will be launched in the municipality now?
We have so many projects, sir. Some of this project, yung proposal ng yung sa DOST, maraming sila namin. So we hope you could implement all of this thing with the help of the DOST. Nandoon na yung proposal. And then we also have, sir, yung naming request namin ngayon, yung parang kami, sir, ng yung housing, and then siguro transferring the people from the coastal, yung sa namin sa pier, to another site so that the whole port will be developed. Hopefully, it will develop. And then we also developing some areas, yung namin, meron kaming dinevelop, sir, na tourist destination, and the highest mountain sa Siargao, sir, is at Barangay Mayahay, which is part of Del Carmen. We are establishing a Siargao Peak there. Maganda doon siya, makita mo the whole of Siargao, including Surigao City, once it will established. Recently, we have just finished, sir, the construction of our communication system. We established. Yeah, we were able to establish communication system within the 20 barangays, sir. So Yung barangay na hindi maabot noon kahit ng cellphone, now we can able to reach them because of that communication system, the tower that we established in each barangay, galing po ito sa DILG na funding din. So we were able to reach with many of our partners with the national government agencies and also the private agencies helping us. So hopefully ma-address din natin yung ibang problema ng natin dito, constituents.
Alright. Ito naman po itanong para kay Mayor Garcia ni Divine Reyes Sir ulit. Sa lalawigan po ng Bataan, partikular sa lungsod ng Balanga, ano po, Mayor Garcia, ang may tuturing ninyong latest na kaunlaran sa larangan po ng SNT na inyong may pagkakapuri? Yan po ang tanong.
Yes, thank you very much, Onin. Marami po tayong latest accomplishments sa Agham at Teknolohiya na mapagmamalaki po sa Balanga City and Bataan. At ang nakakatuwa po ay ang DOST ay partners po natin throughout all these accomplishments. Kasama po dito yung ating 15 barangay learning hubs, including sa upland barangays na nagpro-provide po ng latest technology equipment para po sa ating mga estudyante. Yung ating Science High School na nagsimula po sa idea po mismo ni Sec. de la Peña na ngayon ay on its second year of educating po our future scientists, engineers, and doctors. Yung ating 3D printing lab sa BPSU, Advanced Future Manufacturing. And yung ating Smart City Roadmap and latest digital governance tools na ginagawa po natin, again, sa tulong po ng DOST, Bataan Peninsula State University, ating ICT Council, and pioneers like Mayor Bernard Dipo of Isabela.
Nagbibid ang Bataan Peninsula State University na magkaroon sila ng niche research center para sa advanced manufacturing. Kasi meron sa kanilang mga nag-training sa abroad in this particular area. So it's very likely na magkaroon sila ng Research Center for Advanced Manufacturing.
Alright. Secretary, baka meron ka bang nais ihabol, pasalamatan, at nasa inyong pagkakataon?
Yun lang, nasabi ko na kanina na talagang malaking bagay kung ang ating mga namumuno sa local governments ay forward-looking at saka may paniniwala sa magagawa ng science and technology. At kami ay talaga namang nasisiyahan sa partnership namin sa ating mga naimbitahan ngayon dahil talagang kitang-kita namin ang magandang resulta. Kaya kami ay nagpapasalamat ng lubos at inaasahan namin ang patuloy na pakikipagtulungan sa kanila. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat po, Secretary Boy. At again, maraming salamat po kay late Governor Leopoldo Petilla, kay Kawayan City Mayor Bernard D., kay Mayor Proservina Coro, at kay Balanga City Mayor Francis Garcia. Maraming salamat po kay Mayor Uy ng Dipolog City. Mga kaibigan, abangan nyo rin po ang Bantay Vulcan, Team Martes at Expert Talk Online, Team Miyerkules, alas 5 ng hapon, kasama si Jen Miranda sa DOST TV Facebook page at YouTube channel. Mas marami pang balita mula sa mundo ng siyensya at teknolohiya ang ating pag-uusapan. Kaya tutok lamang itong Biyernes, alas 4 ng hapon, dito sa DOST TV Facebook page. Ako po si Oning Miranda. Ito ang mga balitang may kinalaman sa siyensya at teknolohiya para sa bawat Pilipino, straight from the SNT Authority ng bansa. Ito ang DOST Report.